Yo guys, welcome back to another PSGL video on the channel. Today we are here with round number 7, I want to say, might be 6, not too sure. But you see me on the lap right now, get a 5-place penalty.
This guy's out to get me, man. He's out to get me. He just sits behind, he just does this, man. Teammate, and he's ruining my races. Oh, what an idiot, man.
Yeah, and it's a bit poor editing from me. The intro and that is so close, it just kind of jumped to it. But these are the standings. After, no, this is round 6, okay then. It's round 6 and we are 12th. After we're starting to get consistent point finishes now, which is what we're looking to get, obviously, because we're clearly not fighting for the championship. So maybe a podium here and there would be nice. But if you are still a little bit confused about what just happened at the start of the video, I was doing a warm-up lap. I was on my out lap for my final lap in qualifying, and my teammate just sits behind me and gives me a 5-place grid penalty, which is very distracting, and you're about to see in a minute why that's just distracted me. Like, it doesn't matter because I'm going to get it removed, we're going to get it restarted, get the lobby restarted, that is. But you can instantly see I'm already off it, and then we're already off the track. And just like that, we try and avoid the penalty, but it doesn't matter.
Oh my god, man.
And he's just fully distracted me. And I wasn't. My head wasn't there for the lap, even though I knew it could get. Like, I would still qualify where I qualified, whatever. I'm not actually going to have to serve the 5-place penalty. I knew that, but it's still just very distracting. And then after everyone else finished their laps, we are P7, about 2.5 tenths off P6. And I had that amount of time in the lap, so I think I could have been maybe top 4 if I did get the lap right. But obviously we just invalidated straight away and did not have a chance to prove myself on a track which I feel pretty confident on, at least in 1 lap pace. And you see me looking at the race director, and we are going to go for the Hards compound of tyres to start this race. We are nearly at 5 red lights, and away we go. It's a very short stop for the light. We get a decent start. We're instantly jumping the Alfa Romeo of Moreni. Kiwi is going a bit slow. We move across. We try and go around the outside, run a little bit deep, but ultimately we do pick up 2 positions coming out of turn 1 and 2, which is huge for my race, considering there's a car behind us on mediums. And we see we're getting a bit boxed in here. Joe Royal and Scorenzi going at it. And we do end up accidentally pushing Kiwi off track here. We are left space as Scorenzi's just not found the grip. He went off track at turn 2. And instantly we're looking to make a move. We nearly get a track limit warning, but we manage not to. But there's 3 cars attacking us right now. 3 wide behind us. We're just burning our ERS. We need to stay out of it. And we do manage to take the right line. And we aren't losing time because of the fights behind us. Now we just have to lock in. There's a yellow flag in the hairpin. I think it was Scorenzi. Yeah, after his poor start, he ended up spinning out, getting into a bit of conflict with someone else. Behind us, they're going too wide into the fast, swooping corners in the final sector. But right now, we just need to keep our head down and stick within the DRS of Joe in front of us. Else, we will be destined for a P4 as the maximum result today. And we can't be losing the P4. We can't be losing the podium on the first lap. I think I could have made up some more time and not lost as much in Sector 1. But with Scorenzi and Joe battling it side by side, I was a bit confused and was a bit boxed in, a bit flustered, not sure who to follow. And then ultimately did lose us a bit of time. Going through the chicane on the lap 2, I'm not sure what's happening. I think Kiwi is going to be lining up a move because we are very far back from the car in front, but Kiwi is just gaining and gaining, within 1.5 tenths of us right now. He's going to move to the inside. We're going to leave him space in this long, drawn-out right-hander. We let him go through. Try hard Nicky behind us is also looking for a move, actually, so we need to fend from him now because we can't be losing 2 positions at once. I was okay with letting Kiwi go, but we couldn't let that happen. Cutting on to lap 8 from lap 2, because absolutely nothing happened apart from that Kiwi helped us close the gap between the train and front. And ultimately, we are now, well, we're under attack now. We're going to be losing a position to Meran. I don't know, Meran. But we do lose a position, we're down to P6. Short Marcus did box, but I can't quite remember if he was in front or behind us right now. I think he might have just picked up some damage. But as I was saying, us letting Kiwi go and not fighting it did help us stick with the front train, the front runners, because he just had more pace. I'm not comfortable on the hard tyres this game. Just this entire game cycle, if I start on the hard tyres, I'm going to be off the pace, which is something I need to work on going into F1 24, which I will be going no assists for fully, so look forward to that amazing content. But in front of us, Joe Royal is spun round by his teammate, and we nearly hit him, but luckily he goes. Kiwi joins back onto the track, and we nearly hit him, but we do manage to get past, and that moves us up into P4 out of almost nothing. Just out of nowhere, Kiwi runs into the back of his own teammate, spinning him round, putting him right to the back of the grid. But it gives me and Miran some nice positions. We do lose the back end. We nearly spin out ourselves, but nothing done. Until lap 11 now. Sorry for my voice. I am a little bit ill at the minute, but the content must go on. I'm a bit behind schedule. But moving on to lap 11, we have closed in so much more to Guillotin and Tizana Tartos in the Aston Martin. Probably butchered his name, but I still have no idea how to say it. But Guillotin and Maran box in pretty early, because there is rain. I did forget to bring it up. I'm a bit out of it right now. But I did forget to bring it up on the start. There is rain for the end of the race. And that's one of the reasons I chose to go into the hard compound, because if it comes soon enough, we can just avoid boxing completely and just immediately go straight to the rain, and then hopefully have an advantage on the rest of the field and hopefully push for a podium. We managed to get into the DRS of the Aston, who actually has a 3-second time penalty. Not sure when he got that, but that's pretty much a free position if we are able to stick within 3 seconds of him come the end of the race. But you hear me saying it's got to be too early, but a lot of people on the minimap have boxed for tyres, but there's still 10 minutes to the rain. So at the time, I didn't think of boxing early to get an undercut and then just to go like a short amount of time on both tyres till the rain, because there is going to be rain. But I'm just basically right now copying whatever the Aston does, at least up until what would be my box lap, which I think is lap 14, maybe even 15. So we're just going to copy whatever the Aston does.
I mean,
as now Kiwi darts into the box.
Just boxing early because there's only 10 minutes.
So maybe if we are, if it does come soon, me and the Aston will be looking and be in a great position to go on and win the race pretty comfortably. But we are just going to keep copying what the Aston does. You see at lap 13 now, he stays out, so I'm going to stay out, because right now I've missed my chance to box, and I need to somewhat commit to this long game on the hards, because if I box then it's not going to work. We'll just be getting undercut either way. So you do see it's our box lap, and I think we will actually be boxing this lap just to keep it safe, because I don't think, with the information that Jeff's given me on the radio, I don't think that it's going to be enough to go to the rain on these set of tyres. So even though the Aston stays out, we do decide to box. And I got confused by where the line was, so I broke really early to go into the pits, which might end up costing us a position or even a second once we come out, which it's not ideal. But I decided to somewhat stick to my strategy. I decided to box in the same lap, but we have lost a lot of positions now. We are P9, and Joe Royal, who did box earlier after, you remember, he got spun out, he did box pretty soon compared to us, so he's now 2.5 seconds up the road, which just shows how powerful the undercut was and how indecisive I was with my strategy, because I missed my chance to box pretty soon. I did realise that. So maybe the play would have been to stay out until the rain. But we're going to cut to the end of lap 15, start lap 16.
They're going to get
And
they're in an actual fight for the win. I think they're going to have to get really lucky.
You hear me saying on the radio, I don't think that the hard runners staying out will be in a fight for the win. Just because at the minute it does not look like it's going to rain and be inters anytime soon. So they'll be surely closing in on puncture territory by the time that the rain comes. But you just see we have so much grip from boxing so much later than Marcus and Joe. We have got so much more grip. And we are only closing in. We've closed in massively on Marcus. Going to be using our DRS. And behind us, Formula RC in the Haas. Got the fastest lap right now. But he is closing in on us. So now we are going to be having to look to defend while attacking. As we nearly ran into the back of Marcus through the fast left-right. But ultimately we have more grip. I think, yeah, he did actually box like lap 3 or something for the hards. So it's a very easy overtake. It's done before the corner. And now we're going to be looking to get Joe Royal as soon as possible. You can see the amount of speed we have. But he's just going to be holding us up because he's flashing. He's on old tyres. But there's not really an easy chance to overtake here. So we are just getting blocked. As there is a yellow flag behind us. My teammate, Crack, once again, causing a yellow. But we are looking to make a move, get a switch back on Joe Royal into the final corner. We hit the curb a little bit too much. But now we do have the traction. We've got ERS and we've got DRS now. Easily getting past. And I'm going to take a drink of water because my voice is going. Apologies for that. But now we're up into P6. And what will be interesting to note is that Kiwi is 3 seconds ahead of us. And he was behind us when he boxed. And I believe I've cut to this point because, as you just saw, if you have a keen eye, that there is rain now. The rain has started spitting. There's a little frame where you can see the whole screen full of rain. And we're going to stay out, obviously, because it only just started. It will be nowhere near into conditions yet. But now it's just looking more and more likely that the Aston and everyone that stayed out, which includes my old teammate Jamie, as you can see in the top left, they are looking like they have actually made it. And they have made this strategy work. But we will have to wait and see. Because the rain might still not be heavy enough for inters. For at least 2 or 3 more laps as we actually pick up a warning. Unfortunately. Second warning of the race. But the rain could last a while, and right now, the hard tyres will be screaming at the drivers because they've gone 6 laps longer than they should have gone, theoretically. They've gone on 6 laps longer,
I'm not good at
which just means that their tyres should be nearing a puncture within the next 2 or 3 laps. So we need to kind of hope...
I think it's 1 more lap, though, depending on how bad...
We need to kind of hope that the rain doesn't come just yet, because we are gaining and only gaining on Kiwi and Jamie ahead of us because they're on older tyres. But we also can't afford to have the hard runners box yet and make the strategy work, because the Aston right now still maybe 2 or 3 seconds out in the lead if you're looking on the minimap, and he has stayed out another lap. He is now going 7 laps longer than the game suggests him to, which is obviously possible, but it's techie, it's difficult to do. But we do decide to stay out again, as does everyone. Every single person has decided to stay out. But we cut to the end of lap 21, and we are catching Jamie so quickly, and the rain is so much more heavier. But is it time to box? I'm not too sure, because right now the tyres are still feeling good enough, and I'm still fearing that if I box this lap, then it just wouldn't be enough, and we would start to lose so much tyre wear. But we are gaining so much on Jamie right now. We're going to be using our DRS, using some of our ERS to make the move as easy as possible, and we have instantly made the move done, and we are able to move back over to the racing line. The move is done before the corner, and we're up into P5 right now, still gaining on Kiwi and Meran, cutting... Sorry, I need to take a drink again. But it is now the lap to box, because there is a tell on this game.
Start seeing specs on the road, just box.
As you can hear me say, there is specs on the road, and I'm pretty sure that's when you're supposed to be boxing, which is what we are going to be doing. We are going to box. And again, I'm going to make the same mistake I did and lose more time in the box because I got confused about where the line was and where the speed limiter would be. And as you can see in the top left, everyone is boxed. Every single person has got the same tell as me. They know what's up. And we have all boxed to some fresh inters. And moving out the pits, so we're not getting overtaken by anyone. There are still 3 cars that have decided not to box, which is interesting. But we have now lost a bit of time because we broke too early for the pits. We have actually lost a bit of time there to Kiwi, but we have gained a little bit to Meran, which is a little bit confusing. But we have managed to judge this just right. We've got it on the perfect lap to box for some inters. But I still feel like I made the mistake earlier in the race of not boxing when other people did. I just wasn't thinking on my feet like that. I wasn't thinking proactively. And I was just so narrow-minded and just focusing on my strategy and what I want to do if it was a full dry race. Which is my fault. You know, completely is. But what can you do? Anyway. 2 laps to go in the race, nothing's really happened, we haven't gained anything. But for some reason, Langfiel is still out on a dry compound tyre. The rain has been out for at least 4 laps at this point, and he's still out on softs. I'm not too sure what he's trying to get from this. Maybe he's trying to pick up a rogue point, which I'm not actually sure if he did. I am actually kind of interested to see if his strategies worked staying out on these softs when it's so clearly into conditions, to see where he actually gets in the end. We are just only gaining on him though, so we have dropped him 1.5 seconds back within a corner, which is yeah, I mean, I'm going to be interested to see where he finishes. But we are in P5 now. Yellow flag in the final sector. Believe that's Formula RC, who has had a little spin, and there is not going to be a safety car because it is so late into the race. You can see us now starting the final lap. I think we're going to stay on board for most of the final lap. Maybe not, I actually can't remember. Been a while since I've edited this. I haven't found the time to record this voiceover, and it hasn't helped the fact that my throat is killing me right now doing this just because I haven't found time to do it. But we actually don't stay on board for the whole lap. I didn't see much of a point in staying on board the whole lap. It just wastes time, because there's absolutely no way we finish anywhere other than P5 unless I decide to throw it all away in the final few corners. But we're just taking it safe at this point, and we aren't going to be gaining anything from the results and from anything, penalties, none of that. We're just going to be finishing with a new highest this season of P5. Last race we finished P6, now we finished P5. Meran, who we were actually fighting at one point, does win the race, so that's good for him. I think that's his first win this season, which is impressive stuff considering the conditions. But yeah, we finished P5, that's the new highest for this season. But yeah, just me not thinking proactively, not thinking about boxing sooner, that's my fault. Right, I think we got the inters box, we got that too right. We got that right.
3 laps longer than most people.
But yeah, we did stay out longer than most people, and then the overcut didn't really work. And Yangfeld actually did manage to pick up P10 from staying out on the soft compound, which is fair enough to him. He had to try something, and he has worked out for him, so I'm actually pretty impressed with that. He did try something similar in Spa as well, staying out on mediums, but that did not work for him. That was pretty bad.
Start in the lobby, so I did start 7th.
But we do finish P5.
It obviously just
Meran winning the race. And I have got a little bit of a story. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fill it in with the rest of the video. But I did try and report Kiwi for spinning around Joe Royal on lap 9. But because I wasn't involved in the incident, I'm not allowed to report it. So therefore he didn't get a penalty, which I thought's a crazy rule. The fact that he can just not report someone and they just go unpunished. And I was actually fuming about this. It would have been a half-an-hour video if I included all my rants, but yeah, maybe that's for another time. But if you did enjoy this butchered commentary with this croaky voice, then I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. and I will see you in the next one for Portugal. So look forward to that. See ya.